Picture this. You wake up one morning, blink a few times, and suddenly it hits you. Years have slipped by. Years. And yet your life? It's still stuck in the same old place. Those dreams that once lit a fire in your chest? They're now just faint echoes, drifting somewhere far away. The goals you scribbled down with so much hope? They're gathering dust, forgotten in some corner of your mind. And that life you used to imagine, where you're the boldest, brightest version of yourself, feels more like a fairy tale than anything real. You're trapped, caught in a loop of the same mundane days, waiting for something, anything, to shake things up. But here's the kicker. Nothing changes. Have you ever stopped to wonder why? Why do some people leap out of bed, take charge, and turn their lives into something extraordinary, while others, like maybe you or me, stay tangled in hesitation and delay? Today, we're diving deep into a hidden enemy, a silent force that's been quietly sabotaging your success, your happiness, and your potential without you even noticing. Stick with me, because this is the first step to reclaiming the life you're meant to live. This force is passivity, the habit of standing still while life moves forward. It is a subtle, invisible trap that keeps you from making the changes you know you need to make. And the worst part? Most people never break free from it, but you will, because by the end of this video, you will not only understand how passivity is controlling your life, but you will also discover the most powerful way to break free. And trust me, the final insight is the most important of all, one that could be the key to unlocking a future of action, confidence, and unstoppable momentum. Passivity is one of the most destructive psychological patterns a person can develop. It doesn't always feel like a problem at first. In fact, it often disguises itself as patience, overthinking, or the illusion of being careful. But in reality, it is a slow poison. It keeps you in situations that don't fulfill you. It allows fear to dictate your decisions. It convinces you that waiting is the best option, when deep down, you know that action is the only way forward. But where does this passivity come from? Why do some people charge forward in life, while others remain frozen, unable to take the necessary steps? Psychologists have studied this phenomenon for decades, and one of the most well-known explanations comes from Martin Seligman, the father of positive psychology. He introduced the concept of learned helplessness, which explains how people become passive over time. In one of his famous experiments, Seligman exposed dogs to repeated, uncontrollable negative experiences. Eventually, the dogs stopped trying to escape, even when they were given a clear path to freedom. The same principle applies to humans. When we experience repeated failure, rejection, or discouragement, we begin to believe that our efforts are meaningless. This belief seeps into our mindset, shaping our behavior and, ultimately, our reality. But failure is not the only cause of passivity. In fact, one of the most dangerous causes is something far more subtle: comfort. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to fall into a routine, even if that routine is unfulfilling? The human brain is wired for safety and predictability. In the past, this instinct kept our ancestors alive, ensuring they avoided unnecessary risks. But in the modern world, this survival mechanism often works against us. We become comfortable with the familiar, even when it's not what we truly want. Days turn into weeks, weeks into years, and before we realize it, life has passed us by. This is the true danger of passivity. It doesn't feel like a threat. It doesn't come with alarms or warnings. Instead, it operates in silence. It whispers in your ear, telling you that there's still time, that you can start tomorrow, that you should wait for the perfect moment. But here's the brutal truth. There is no perfect moment. There is only now, and the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take action. But let's take a step back and ask a deeper question. What is the real cost of passivity? What happens when we allow hesitation and inaction to control our lives? Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, provided a profound answer to this question in his book, Man's Search for Meaning. He argued that the primary drive of human beings is not pleasure, as Sigmund Freud suggested, nor power, as Friedrich Nietzsche believed, but meaning. According to Frankl, when people lack a sense of meaning, they drift through life aimlessly, trapped in a state of emptiness and stagnation. And nothing strips life of meaning more than passivity. Think about it. When was the last time you felt truly alive? Was it in a moment of hesitation, waiting and avoiding challenges? Or was it when you stepped outside your comfort zone, took a leap of faith, and pursued something meaningful? The truth is, meaning is not found in passivity. It is created through action. But here's the question that most people never ask themselves. If passivity is so harmful, why do we continue to fall into it? Why do we remain stuck, even when we know we should be moving forward? The answer may surprise you, and once you understand it, everything will change. Imagine standing at the edge of a decision, knowing that taking action could change everything, yet still hesitating. You tell yourself you need more time, that the conditions aren't right, that you'll do it tomorrow. But tomorrow turns into next week turns into next year, and before you realize it, nothing has changed. This is the invisible force of passivity at work, and the reason so many people stay stuck in lives that don't truly fulfill them. But why do we allow this to happen? What is the hidden force that keeps us trapped in inaction, even when we know that change is necessary? To answer this, we need to understand a concept known as the comfort trap. At first glance, comfort seems like a good thing. After all, who doesn't want to feel safe, secure, and at ease? But here's the paradox. The more comfortable we become, the less likely we are to take the risks necessary for growth. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it often comes at the cost of long-term fulfillment. Have you ever stayed in a job you hated because it was easier than starting over? Have you remained in a relationship that no longer brought you happiness, simply because the thought of change felt overwhelming? This is the comfort trap in action. It convinces you that staying where you are is better than facing the unknown. But the truth is, the greatest regrets in life are not the mistakes we make, but the chances we never take. Psychologists have found that the human brain is wired to avoid uncertainty. Our ancestors relied on predictability to survive, avoiding risks that could threaten their lives. But in the modern world, this instinct often backfires. Instead of protecting us, it holds us back. Instead of avoiding danger, we end up avoiding opportunity. But here's the harsh reality. No one ever achieved greatness by staying comfortable. Every person who has ever accomplished something significant had to confront discomfort, uncertainty, and fear. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is not intelligence, talent, or luck. It's the willingness to take action despite the fear. This brings us to one of the most important questions of all. How do you break free from the grip of passivity? How do you stop waiting and start moving? One of the most powerful strategies comes from Mel Robbins, a motivational speaker and author. She introduced a simple yet highly effective technique called the 5-second rule. The rule is simple. When you feel the instinct to act on a goal, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then move. Don't give your mind time to hesitate. Don't allow fear to creep in. Take action before your brain talks you out of it. This technique works because it interrupts the cycle of overthinking and forces you into action. Another crucial strategy is to shift your focus from motivation to discipline. Many people wait to feel ready before they take action. But the truth is, motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes, and if you depend on it, you'll always struggle to take consistent action. Instead, discipline is what creates real change. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It means making decisions based on your goals, not your emotions. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, explains this perfectly. He says that success is not about making massive changes overnight, but about committing to small, consistent actions over time. If you improve by just 1% every day, those tiny improvements compound, leading to extraordinary results. And there you have it. We've just taken a journey together, from that jaw-dropping wake-up moment to unmasking the invisible trap called passivity. We've uncovered how sneaky it is, hiding behind excuses like patience or safety, and the heavy price we pay when we let comfort lock us in place. But this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. What you've heard so far is the wake-up call, the spark of awareness. How do you break free? How do you turn those stagnant days into a life pulsing with action and purpose? Don't go anywhere, because in video 2, I'm revealing the most powerful ways to shatter the chains of passivity and start moving today. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. Your dream life is waiting just around the corner.